Hello, this is Andrew from Collaborative Learning. Today's book is The Count of Monte Cristo. If you like my work, please like it, subscribe to this channel, check the playlists, and support me on Patreon and PayPal. The links to Patreon and PayPal are included in the description to this video. First, I'll describe the contents of the book, talk about what's interesting about it, then I'll move on to what you can get out of this book. The Count of Monte Cristo is a classic adventure novel, written by the French author Alexandre Dumas. It was completed in 1844. The book and the Three Musketeers are his most famous works. The story takes place in France, Italy, and islands of the Mediterranean during the historical events of the 1810s to 1830s. The adventure story wrestles with themes of hope, justice, vengeance, mercy, and forgiveness. It centers on the man who is wrongfully imprisoned, escapes from jail, acquires a fortune, and sets on exacting revenge on those responsible for his imprisonment. He recreates himself as the powerful and mysterious Count of Monte Cristo, and arrives at the fashionable Parisian world of the 1830s and avenges himself on the men who conspired to destroy him. As a consequence, the naive and good man he once was is no more. He becomes disconnected from his own humanity. So what I think of the classic, I think is a remarkably descriptive, poetic, and genius level writing. It's absorbing, moving, and powerful. It has a huge number of interesting characters. My personal favorite part of the book is actually the first quarter of the book, containing the incredibly detailed and emotional prison struggles. Due to the great popularity of Monte Cristo in Europe at the time, and afterwards, it was an influential part of Western canon. After the prison chapters, the story moves into a more intrigue-based and fantastical direction. The transition from Act 1 to Act 2 is somewhat jarring. Dumas does not include the transition period from Dante's to the Count. There's a gap. Edmond immediately transforms and is not quite believable. But I kind of take it as it is, and I enjoy the ride. As a consequence, this completely alters the tone of the story. The remainder of the book has the Count pursue his revenge as self-proclaimed agent of Providence. The Count becomes superhuman and repeatedly defies the odds as he executes his fascinating but also Byzantine-like revenge. A revenge this complex cannot be possibly pulled off without making mistakes in real life. But the Count does this in poetic prose. Monte Cristo becomes less human and turns into something more akin to a force of nature. He has willfully exiled himself from human society. He isolates himself to an extreme, living above the law, without a country and without any emotional attachments. Dumas had a great knowledge of upper-class French life and of corruption. Also, he had a philosophical understanding of the narcissism and shallowness of chasing never-ending status and power. There is much satire and sucker punches here. As the plot progresses, the characters change with them, many of them becoming more whole and more mature. Some find themselves in a higher place, others in the lower station, and a few become the innocent victims of this revenge. To conclude, it's a devastating, awesome story filled with many brilliant, real-life observations of heart and real philosophy. I would rate this book a 5 out of 5. It has numerous unforgettable sections that are 6 out of 5. So that's what I think about The Count of Monte Cristo. Please put your thoughts and ideas in the comment section. They always make a great conversation. I hope you find my review to be informative. Thanks for watching.